the event that we kill the lines. The most charming star I acknowledge is the star that could be faltering in our sky. It is this one. Creepy crawly juice or insect juice is a red, very giant star. Assuming that you put it where the sun is, it would extend to the circle of Jupiter. It's titanic, outstandingly fickle, and going to detonate. It's not as clear as it appears to be in the universe. These immense events, like the most strangely dreaded starburst, could shake all that we see and don't see profoundly. Yet, Betelgeuse is seen as a sign, a red, very giant star that is on various events more huge than our sun. Brian Cox and other stargazers figure it could go cosmic explosion at any second. Individuals are unnerved by what will happen, especially since the James Webb Space Telescope is taking astonishing photos of the star. When will Betelgeuse become a cosmic explosion, and what sort of effect will it have on Earth? Let us figure it out. A star in the heavenly body, Betelgeuse, sparkles so splendidly that even individuals from a shockingly long time ago have seen it. The noticeable star Creepy Crawly Juice is situated on the eastern shoulder of the group of stars Orion. Betelgeuse is the second most noteworthy star in the star grouping Orion. Its name comes from this part, the creepy crawly shoulder. It is one of the most splendid stars in the evening sky. On top of being exceptionally splendid, the star is likewise an uncommon shade of red, which, as we will see, implies trouble. We've had some basic awareness of Betelgeuse for a long, significant time. A Greek researcher named Tibra likewise studied it around that time. The only thing individuals realized about stars was their color. Tibra said that Betelgeuse was an orange variety. Researchers have been concentrating on the star significantly more closely recently and presently have a smart idea of what works. One of these characteristics is that the star changes brilliance a great deal, with an evident magnitude of 0.6. Scarab Jew is a variable star, which implies that its brilliance changes over time. Recently, specialists have acquired some new, significant experiences about the star. In 2019, researchers initially noticed that scarab juice was acting bizarrely. Despite the fact that insect juice didn't completely quit sparkling, it wasn't the same because it had become altogether less brilliant, shining at a magnitude of around 1.6. Experts quickly began investigating why they were seeing the 10th most brilliant star above in this odd manner. Researchers have thought of a frightening explanation based on their research, which has brought about the unusual signs the star has recently shown. Researchers say that Betelgeuse could go cosmic explosion at any time. Brian Cox, an eminent researcher, made this disturbing statement. As a prominent professor of particle physics at the University of Manchester School of Physics and Astronomy, you shouldn't take his statement lightly. He also hosts a science show, writes several notable science books, and is the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement in Science. Brian Cox says creepy crawly juice is like a ticking time bomb because it could go off at any second. To compound the situation, the James Webb Space Telescope has shown a massive amount of evidence to support this statement. However, what odd signs has Betelgeuse given that have caused so much concern in cosmology? Based on new data about Betelgeuse, the star has been marked as a cosmic explosion candidate. However, researchers are still uncertain when it will detonate. The fact that creepy crawly juice is many times the mass of the sun is one explanation for this. A star, in theory, ought to be at least 8 times the mass of the sun to be considered a cosmic explosion candidate. Things get really interesting since researchers have used many instruments to study insect squeeze, such as the James Webb Space Telescope and the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, to see what's going on in space around Betelgeuse. What they found is still intriguing. The sun was born on August 31st, billions of years ago. Around that time, the star Creepy Crawly Jew reportedly offered odd hints that made its future uncertain. What did they find? They could see curious light waves coming from the star, or toward Betelgeuse. That is very strange. But it wasn't the only thing researchers saw from the star. This brings us to the idea that Betelgeuse is a star whose brilliance changes. Sometimes it was said that insect juice diminished periodically and had dim spots, similar to our sun today. However, the situation has changed. It changes from bright to dim twice as quickly as it used to, which is another exceptional sign that Scarab Jew is acting unusually. Researchers found that the star's darkening cycle had hit a band of brilliance of 1.61 in February 2021. This was not long after the massive dimming event. Remember how the star appeared to fade in an odd way in 2019? That's because it is generally known as the Great Dimming. We could see that the Great Dimming was the beginning of Betelgeuse's unusual behavior, which made many people worry that scarab juice was about to detonate. The range of dimming was between 1.2 in 2019 and 2020, and the lowest level of dimming ever recorded was in 2019. So, researchers were sure that Betelgeuse would go cosmic explosion in the next 100,000 years due to the Great Dimming. There is a lot happening in the universe, so this is genuinely upsetting. Researchers quickly changed their minds when they saw what happened next. Insect juice got brighter again after the Great Dimming and became even more striking. Astrophysicist Andrea Dupree at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astronomy says that the star is now 150% brighter than usual, making it the seventh most brilliant star overhead right now. Researchers were frightened when they saw a red glow in the southern hemisphere of the sky. Today, it gets even more interesting because this has led to various theories about what caused the Great Dimming. It's important to note that not all stars have the red glow of Betelgeuse. The red glow of Betelgeuse shows a red, very giant star, which is the last phase of a star's life and death. The red shine, on the other hand, is surprisingly caused by a surface temperature of around 3,500 Kelvin, which is much cooler than the surface of the Sun, which is 5,500 Kelvin. Since insect dew is cooler than our Sun, it emits less energy per unit of surface area, despite being larger and almost detonating. Now, we should examine what the Great Dimming looked like. Brian Cox says it suggests that Betelgeuse will go cosmic explosion. The fact that creepy crawly dew is a red, very giant already indicates that it is nearing the end of its life as a star. A dying star will generally fade over time, which is something researchers agree on. However, Betelgeuse's recent abnormal behavior has made researchers even more concerned, and many telescopes are currently focusing on the Great Dimming. Still, things get more interesting because researchers don't have a deep understanding of insect juice. Researchers are now using the most cutting-edge tools to monitor the intriguing things happening around Betelgeuse. The James Webb Space Telescope has been one of the best tools researchers have used so far. Since 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope has been in space and has helped researchers gather some significant insights about Betelgeuse. The new images of Betelgeuse's Great Dimming taken by this telescope have shown that the event caused a surface mass ejection. Based on new analysis, we now know that this mass ejection was around 400 billion times more massive than a standard CME. The James Webb Space Telescope can also observe things that our eyes can't see, like light waves and frequencies. So, researchers are excited about what the telescope will find. Researchers have seen dust clouds forming on the star's surface that look like leaves in space. Despite the fact that insect dew will die, researchers are still watching it because they don't know when it will go cosmic explosion. Researchers estimate that scarab dew is many times more massive than the Sun and that the bright red star will shine for the next 10 years. However, given the many curious things happening with the star, it's hard to say if this prediction will still be valid after the Great Dimming. So, researchers don't think Betelgeuse will detonate anytime soon. If Betelgeuse detonates, it will be the first cosmic explosion we observe ourselves since Johannes Kepler did in 1604. Researchers also don't want this to happen soon, since they are still waiting to see the star's strange behavior. Despite the fact that researchers are sure that Betelgeuse will go cosmic explosion, when exactly it will happen remains a mystery. If we examine the universe without bias, perhaps the most exciting star, and maybe the most surprising in our sky, is creepy crawly juice, often referred to as Betelgeuse. This red, very giant star, if put where the Sun is, would reach Jupiter's orbit. It is hugely massive, whimsical, and on the verge of a blast. The universe doesn't work simply at such times. Great events like dreaded starbursts could potentially alter all that we see. Bug Dew has given striking indications. A red, very giant star that is many times the size of our Sun. Cosmologists, including Brian Cox, believe it could go cosmic explosion at any moment. The concern lies in the implications of this event, especially since the James Webb Space Telescope has captured disturbing images of the star. When will Betelgeuse become a cosmic explosion, and what impact will it have on Earth? Let us figure it out. A star. Within the Orion constellation, Creepy Crawly Jew is prominent enough that ancient people took notice. Creepy Crawly Juice is on the eastern shoulder of the Orion constellation. Bug Juice is the second most luminous star in the Orion constellation. Its name is derived from this part, the Creepy Crawly shoulder. It's one of the brightest stars in the night sky, characterized by a rare red hue, which, as we'll see, is foreboding. Betelgeuse has been known for a long time. A Greek scientist, Tibra, noticed it. People only knew about stars' colors back then. Tibra said Bug Juice had an orange hue. Scientists have recently been studying the star more closely and now have a better understanding of its mechanics. One of its notable features is its variable brightness, with an apparent magnitude of 0.6. Scarab Jew is a variable star, meaning its brightness fluctuates. Recently, researchers have gained new, crucial insights into the star. In 2019, they observed unusual behavior from Scarab Juice. Although insect juice didn't completely stop shining, it noticeably dimmed, reaching a magnitude of 1.6. Experts quickly began investigating the star's odd appearance. They arrived at a potentially alarming explanation. Betelgeuse might be on the brink of a cosmic explosion. This troubling assertion was made by prominent physicist Brian Cox, known for his extensive work in particle physics and astrophysics, including his role as a professor at the University of Manchester. Brian Cox described Creepy Crawly Juice as a ticking time bomb, capable of detonating at any moment. The James Webb Space Telescope provided crucial data supporting this claim. So, what unusual signs has Bug Juice exhibited to cause such alarm? New findings suggest Betelgeuse is a prime candidate for a cosmic explosion, though the timing remains uncertain. One reason is its mass. Betelgeuse is several times more massive than the Sun. A star needs to be at least 8 times the Sun's mass to be a cosmic explosion candidate. Scientists have used various instruments, including the James Webb Space Telescope and the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, to observe the space surrounding Betelgeuse, leading to fascinating discoveries. Creepy Crawly Jew gave some mysterious hints of its uncertain future billions of years ago. Among these were curious light waves moving toward Betelgeuse, a rare phenomenon. But this wasn't the only unusual observation. This brings us to the concept of Betelgeuse as a variable star. It was said that insect juice periodically dimmed, exhibiting dark spots like our Sun. However, recent changes in Betelgeuse's brightness have intensified, occurring twice as quickly as before. In February 2021, researchers observed the star's darkening cycle reaching a brilliance of 1.61, shortly after a major dimming event. Recalling the strange dimming of 2019, known as the Great Dimming, this marked the onset of Betelgeuse's abnormal behavior, fueling concerns about its impending cosmic explosion. The range of dimming varied between 1.2 in 2019 to 2020, with the lowest dimming level recorded in 2019. This led scientists to predict that Betelgeuse would go cosmic explosion within the next 100,000 years due to the Great Dimming. However, researchers reevaluated this after observing what happened next. After the Great Dimming, insect juice brightened again, becoming even more luminous. Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astronomy astrophysicist Andrea Dupree noted that the star is now 150% brighter than normal, making it the 7th brightest star in the sky. This sudden brightening, observed in the southern hemisphere, has sparked various theories about the cause of the Great Dimming. The red glow of Betelgeuse is not typical of all stars. It signifies a red, very giant star in its final phase. This red hue is due to a surface temperature of about 3,500 Kelvin, much cooler than the Sun's 5,500 Kelvin. Despite being larger and near death, insect Jew emits less energy per unit surface area than our Sun. Let's revisit the Great Dimming. According to Brian Cox, it suggests that Betelgeuse is nearing its cosmic explosion. The star's red, very giant status already indicates its advanced age. Dying stars typically dim over time, a fact widely acknowledged by researchers. However, Betelgeuse's recent erratic behavior has heightened concerns, prompting many telescopes to focus on the Great Dimming. But researchers admit there's still much to learn about insect juice. They are utilizing advanced tools like the James Webb Space Telescope, which has been pivotal in observing Betelgeuse since 2021. The telescope's images of the Great Dimming reveal a surface mass ejection far more massive than a standard CME. The James Webb Space Telescope also detects light waves and frequencies invisible to the naked eye, offering valuable insights. Scientists have observed dust clouds forming on Betelgeuse's surface, resembling leaves in space. Despite insect Jeu's impending demise, researchers remain vigilant, uncertain about the exact timing of its cosmic explosion. Estimates suggest Betelgeuse, significantly larger than the Sun, could shine for